Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another segment of Buzzworthy Businesses here in Jacksonville, brought to you by the Daily News Network and Foodies Care. And today I have Miss LaShanette Marshall of the Marshall Marketing Agency. LaShanette, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And I also have, for fun, Mr. Steve Strum, my friend and comedian,
Hopefully,
from the Daily News Network.
hopefully,
Steve, thank you.
I hope I can add value. I will do my best to complete the sentence.
We appreciate that.
Yes,
thank
ma'am.
you so much. So, Miss Marshall, tell me, how did you start your business? What was that fire?
Well, basically, I have been an entrepreneur for about 20 years, doing different kind of things. And then my main thing was I saw that there was a real need for marketing, especially for small business owners. And so that was very important to me. So I just focused on that area because we got the social media, we got AI out there, and people need help on an education on what to do with this fast moving pace of AI. And so to me, that's why I go out and I help educate my small business owners on how to properly position yourself on social media platforms and things like that. And also about your website, because that is so important.
Right.
Especially since people, when they go on your website, the first 7 seconds is very, very important.
Right.
So you have to be able to hit and get that attention in the first 7 seconds.
In order, you can't.
Exactly. So I'm educating my small business on how to hit it, and you got to hit it and hit it fast. So that's what I do.
Awesome.
Well, you know, as a small business owner myself, right, in all sincerity, outside of doing this show hosting with you, I own a wealth management company, and I was a partner. And, you know, one of the things that you mentioned was it's not so much whether or not you can do a good job. I've been in this business 20 years, and if I couldn't do a good job, I probably wouldn't have been in business so long, and I'm still trying to figure everything out. But one of the things that's a constant evolution is this marketing business. Like, you could be the greatest guy ever, the greatest financial advisor, the greatest plumber. But if people don't know that you exist, they don't even have the ability to enter into your value funnel. And so that's something that we work on constantly, trying to tell the story, not necessarily try to pitch somebody, right? Hey, you want to buy some investments, right? Not necessarily the messaging, but really trying to tell the story through what you do is amazing. And what I really find fascinating is the analytics. You know, we're all old enough to remember a thing called a phone book and the billboards. Like, how do you track that? Like, how do you track a commercial, right? That's just on TV. But now, I would love to know, like, what's your analytical tracking? Like, you could probably know click rate, all the things, and say, Steve, by the way, this person over here has got a 75% probability they're going to buy it. Like, what are you doing there?
So basically what I do is, in analytics is very, very important. And with small business owners, they're always trying to please everybody.
Right.
You know, when I ask them a question, you know, who is your market? Everybody's my market. And I was like, well, no, let's scale it back a little bit. And then actually, when it comes down to like social media platforms, you got to be able to hit those that are going to want to be able to buy your products or be able to use your services. And so to me, the analytics part is very, very important. What I have learned is that a lot of them try to get away from websites. And I tell them, no, you need those websites because you need to know the clicks. How many times are people on your website? How long are they on your website? And that's just very, very important. So yes, analytics is very, very important.
You know, those dollars are precious, right? I mean, I have a finite amount of money that I can spend in marketing, business development. And for me as that business owner, you know, to know, I know it's not perfect, but at least I'm getting some data analytics on going, you know what, Steve, if you spend this dollar over here, you're going to get a ROI of 38 cents or something like that, right? But if you spend this dollar over here, you might only get 10 cents of ROI. So should I spend my dollar to get a 38% potential opportunity? I still got to bring it home, right? I still got to bring the client in. That's my role. You can't just market somebody and go, I want to sign up. But if what has been so helpful for me in that world is having those data analytics. So I can say, you know what? I only have so many dollars. And if I can spend my dollar here and get a 38-cent rate of return, let's focus on those either people, practices, or opportunities versus over here. It has just been phenomenal, and we're just getting started, right? I mean, we are in the infancy stages. The three of us are old enough that we've actually been through some industrial revolutions. Like, there's been four, right? The actual industrial revolution, like the cotton gin printing press, and then we had the assembly line, right? Back, Henry Ford days. The three of us came around when computers and the internet, right?
Yes,
and that was, and now we've got this fourth thing, this AI business.
This AI.
And from, and you could probably speak better than that than we could, but from what I have read and what people have told me and the folks that, work in that field, is AI is going to make the computer evolution wise look like a rounding error. They know that the computer revolutionized every way that we do business. We can't be here without some of that technology today. But that AI is going to make all of that look like very small impact compared to the impact of what AI is going to have. And I'm just excited to be part of that evolution, living live stream. And we got the expert right here.
Yeah, LaShanette, you want to talk a little bit about the psychology of marketing?
So I am known as a brand psychologist. To me, understanding consumer behavior is just so important.
Right.
And so to me, with small business owners, they have to be educated on what does my customers want? What is the outcome of them buying my product or, receiving my services, which is so important.
Right.
So one of the things that I try to do with my clients is I tell them, listen, you need to get in front of your product, in front of your service. Let your customers know you. Let them resonate with you. And some of them ask the question, well, how can I do that? Tell them your story. Tell them where you come from. And those kind of thing, because to me, building a relationship is so important. Building that relationship, having trust. And so with that, then they begin to see a difference in how people communicate with them, especially on social media. You get, the more views, the more likes that people think, and all of that kind of stuff. But you get those DMs too. People want to, on the side, personally message you and say, how can you help me?
Right.
This is what I was going through. So it's just building that community through your product or services.
Absolutely.
And that's what it's mainly about.
Building relationships.
Yes,
so
so important. So important.
Any closing remarks you want to share with customers, potential customers and clients?
Yes, I am so passionate with small business owners. I feel their pain because some of them, they are a part of every department. They are the departments with an S on it. Yes. And so what I do is I just want people to, whenever they have a chance to, just go on my website. And what I have is a business growth assessment. Let's have that conversation. Let me know where you at. Let me meet you where you're at, and let us partner together. And that's the main thing. I'm here for you. And when I tell people that, let me partner with you, that makes a difference. Because I can say I'm a consultant, I'm your coach. But when I say we're in this together, and then you can just see them kind of just take a breath. I have somebody who understands me.
Can you be a digital Steve? No, and I guess as the final thought as we take it away is, you talked about the everything. I lovingly refer to it as the EVP, the everything vice president, right?
Yes.
I stole that from somebody. Actually, I think one of the folks that produced this show, if I'm not mistaken. But it's the jack of all trades and master of nothing. That I'm really good in the financial markets, right? I'm really good with economics. I'm really good with that stuff. I'm good at this, but this is just an entirely different animal.
Yes.
And for you to be able to come in, whether it's in part or totality of somebody's digital presence and market presence, at a fair rate, of course, right? Not a charity, but it is something that I have found as that business owner that as this world continues to evolve, the nanosecond you can think you can do that, if that's not your business, is the nanosecond you get left behind.
Yes.
Because, let's use a plumber, right? So a plumber that uses you, that can geo-target and all the wizardry that you do, right? And the plumber that does not. Well, who's going to find this guy first? It's no longer, naming your company AAA, so you show up first in the phone book, right?
Exactly.
You can be XYZ or 1, 2, 3. The algorithm says so, then people are going to find you. And so for me, I still have to be the jack of all trades. I mean, I've got a team now, so I'm able to kind of delegate some stuff. But this universe, if you don't have somebody who is on top of those trends, you're going to get left behind because those things are changing by the hour.
Yes,
the
it
hour.
is.
So
It is.
thank you
Very
very
cool.
much for joining us today.
Thank you for having
LaShanette.
me.
LaShanette Marshall, thank you so much for joining us today, being our guest here at Buzzworthy Businesses. Mr. Steve Strum, co-host, thank you so much for joining us as well.
Thank you for having me.
Again, thank you
you.
everyone for tuning in to the Buzzworthy Businesses here in Jacksonville, sponsored by the Daily News Network and Foodies Care. Thank you all. Be blessed. Have a great week.